Hello there, EDISON players. Welcome back to another episode of Gadget Case Study, a series in which I reflect upon my ranked ladder matches. This week we are gonna have a look at Flamvell. It's a bit of a rogue deck, so more of these matches will be lower rated. I believe they go from like 400 rating to 600-ish rating, but definitely an interesting deck to have a look at. Before we get into the matches, soon, in just 2 weeks from filming, we'll have our ELO Double Dash weekend, so 2 EDISON tournaments in the beautiful city of Antwerp in 1 weekend. So if you have the time and are able to make it, I would love you to be there. Alright, first game. Let's see, I do win the die roll, pretty nice. And my opening's hand isn't bad. I have my Machina engine, my gadgets are waiting to be drawn. And I will not do anything yet. My opponent halves my gear frame and I am gonna allow them to run over it. Scrap Recycler is drawn, so very unfortunate. The opponent takes away my Machina force, so I'm not able to easily, get out my 2 fortresses. I'm gonna use Scrap Recycler to send a Gadget and get myself a draw. And the opponent will attack over this Recycler, and now I'm gonna deprison. Hopefully there's a small chance that I get to use its effects, but looks like that won't be it for this turn. Heavy Storm is gonna take out a good chunk of my opponent's life points, and now I do have access to the Force yet again. I'm not gonna commit that yet. There are still cards that could bite me in the ass, like Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, all of that is still on the table. This Fire Dog though, I am going to bottomless, but the opponent has Rekindling for Fire Dog Magician. Name a more iconic duo, right? It's gonna bring out another Magician, and that's gonna be a healthy amount of damage. And in main phase 2, he does get to Synchro Summon, and this Magician he gets to keep. So I will bring out the first Fortress that will run into Dimensional Prison. But main phase 2, I get my revenge, smashing around the Thought Ruler. I am gonna allow this Magician to come through, but this Descendant I will just banish with the Prison. Finally drawing Gadgets. I'm first gonna try to get something going with Fortress. That doesn't work, they have Bottomless. So here is the Gadgets, and that is gonna crash exactly with the Magician. I do draw another Gadget, so my 2 fortresses are banished, so that's a bummer. I'm gonna attack into hopefully not Spy. Yep, it is Raikou. They do mill their 3rd Magician. Now it's a top deck wars, and Gadgets are excelling. I do have the Smashing Round for the potential Clapback. I'm just really hoping they don't draw a Fire Dog. Here is a set Summoner Monk, but I have the lovely Royal Oppression, just in case I don't Smashing Rounds. And I won't Smashing Rounds, okay. They have their own Oppression. Now I will bring out my Gadgets, and I should be trying to smash my way to victory here, right? Yep, and that is going to be what happens. Game number 1 to me. Opponent gets to go first, and they have the hate card pulling the rug, and that is immediately gonna snipe my Gadgets, even though I hadn't activated the effect yet. You always have to wait. Anyway, here is Stardust Dragon, my opponent playing around all the removal spells that Gadgets are known for playing. But I'm just gonna set 3. They're not gonna heavy storm me right now, right? I will Prison, and they're gonna allow that. Very cool. Here is Gear Frame, I search out another Fortress, and I am gonna just run into the Spy, take that damage. They have Descendants, but I have Smashing Ground, which makes Descendant, you know, not very special. They go for the second Stardust, and I don't mind, because I do have the Compulsory set. They are forced to Solemn Judgment that. And they have another back row, so this game isn't looking too great for me, but here is Cyber Dragon, so I'm gonna special summon that, and I will be able to creature swap. Yep. They do have Oppression and Mirror Force, but I had the Heavy Storm set, so from here I can bring out my Fortress, Contact Fusion, and go on to the next match, I suppose. Yeah. Next game. I win the die roll, luckily for me. And this is a bit of a spicy Flamvell deck, because you do see some Assault Mode cards. Of course, Fire Dog, amazing for establishing that Stardust Dragon. And my hand isn't great, so they are gonna bring out Stardust Dragon. And my Mystical Space Typhoon is not gonna be able to snipe their Assault Mode activate, sadly. Let's see, I bring out yellow, search green. And I'm just gonna set the Solemn Judgment, hoping to hit the Assault Mode activate with that. No. My opponent attacking over the yellow gadget and will Assault Mode here, tributing as costs, so I could chain the Space Typhoon here. Maybe I should have done so, maybe I should have. Stardust Assault is gonna get in for a lot of damage. So I lure out the Assault Mode with Smashing Ground. I have Mystical Space Typhoon. And here I am going to bring out Cyber Dragon, Scrap Recycler, draw an extra card, bring out one Fortress. I attack over the Spy. And Mayface 2, I have to contact here, right? Ah, yeah, the 3000 attack Chimeric Fortress Dragon to wall against the Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. But, as you see in the hand, they have Gale, they have Mind Control. This is not gonna work. Sadness. I do get to go first though. And my hand, it's a banger. I have double Void Oppression. So if I want to, I can set one and then still Heavy Storm afterwards. We're playing a bit of a slow game here. I'm just gonna commit my entire back row. I stopped carrying. My opponent does not go into the aggressive, and I finally draw a Gadget. So here goes. Gearframe attacking over the Descendant, yellow attacking directly, and my offensive has started. Opponent will be lightning vortexing my field, but that's okay. My cards already got their advantage. I'm playing it careful here, but maybe I should have been more aggressive. But that's also it's always easy to say in hindsight, right? My red Gadget comes out. These attacks are gonna do half the life points, so just one more battle phase and I'm there. Bottomless on the Fire Dog, and that is enough to make it game. So 1-1, but now my opponent gets to go first. And whoa, they have double Spy. Pretty good. They are not setting their Solemn Judgment. Okay, understandable. They probably want me to commit some back row as well. So Spy for Descendant, it's gonna pop my face down. Dimensional Prison, so it's not looking good for me. Now they set another Spy, and I sided in Transmigration Prophecy, thinking that if they negate with Stardust, I'll just put the Stardust back. I do need some monsters to start gaining traction. Oppression negates the Spy, but I'm gonna bleed a lot of life points here. So let's see. They do have the Heavy Storm here, and they have double Book of Moon, So my smashing ground is not gonna do anything, and I lose this game. Ah, double Book of Moon. Must be nice, must be nice. Is this the same match? Yeah, we already saw this one, I think. Yeah, there's been a slight mix-up, but I'll get that extra match for you guys. Because as you know, these videos are 4 matches always. That's why it takes a while for me to accumulate enough matches against the same deck and also not get any duplicates. Let's see, here is a fresh one. Should be. And I'm now noticing I played the same guy twice. I encountered him later on the ladder as well. So we're gonna see a bit more Flamvell assault mode action. Run into the spy, but I smashing ground. That's excellent. That's really nice. Yeah, I said 1 back row and still get heavy stormed. So here is Flamvell Fire Dog for the punish. So they bring out the Stardusts. They have Rekindling, which allows them to summon 2 Stardusts. So that's gonna be tricky to deal with. Okay, I have red gadgets, which can attack over the Descendants. And then I can set 2. And man, he just has another Fire Dog. Must be nice, must be nice. So that should be enough for game, but I have Prison for 1 Stardust. Okay, Mayface 2 gets to make another level 8. This time Colossal Fighter. But boy, do I have a treat for him. I'm gonna bring out my Fortress. Crash it into the Stardust Dragon. He has Prison, but I have Judgment. So he could have played around that actually with Dust Tornado. So I'm gonna take out both of his guys. I'm really low on life points there. Prison. No, Compulse could maybe protect me, but there is the Dust Tornado. I do have my own Prison this time as some protection, and I'm not gonna crash, and I get punished super hard for that. Oh, but he doesn't go for it. Okay, I don't mind. Definitely don't mind. No red gadget left. So yeah, I should have looked. Opponent trying Sarcophagus, going for Gale. And here I have a space on the other back row, and I'm just gonna attack for a lot of damage. The opponent has Assault Beast, but I have Deep Prison. And next turn they get the Gale, and there's nothing I can do against that. So I have to switch my guys to defense mode. Sadly, Gale can have defense. So he's just gonna run over my guy. But here I have Solidarity, which is going to try to allow my gadget to attack over the Gale. But I just have to smashing ground it. Assault Teleport is a dead draw, but I also have a dead draw. My opponent draws Gorse. And oh no, don't do it. Yeah, I am just gonna attack into that Gorse. Luckily though, he has no out for my Fortress, so he has to crash and then Fortress destroys Gorse. But here he has a Spy, but does Spy have any targets left? Yeah, he still has 1 more Spy in deck if I'm not mistaken. And adding insult to injury, he has a Sangan. I have to prison this. There is a Bottomless, but yeah. Alas, I lose this game to this opponent. Okay, here I have Gozen Match sided in. That's gonna prevent my opponent from going for these big Synchro summons. It's not going to matter though, because he has the Space Typhoon and double Dust. So here my opponent brings out the Stardust Dragon. And let's see what I can do. My hand is absolute banger. He does have the Dust for the Solidarity, but I can just bring out 2 fortresses. But I'm just bringing out 1. Gonna make it kiss with Stardust and pop the other back row. And I'm feeling very, very comfortable now. Set the compulse. My opponent will Heavy Storm, and I will compulse to get an extra bit of value out of my gear frame. I'm gonna take my time and attack. Just go for that 1800 damage. He has the Fire Dog, and do I stop it? I do. I do have the Dimensional Prison. Here is my fortress, but now I'm gonna run into a fat Mirror Force. We both draw nothing for a bit. And I am gonna bring out this fortress. Now, my opponent has Battle Fader, but he also has Gorse. And he is going to play around limit removal and drop the Battle Fader. Okay, good for him, good for him. He top decks Magician and allows him to go for the Ally of Justice Catastor, but I have Bottomless. Here they have Cyber Dragon, and unfortunately, my fortress will get eaten. I have yellow gadgets. I do have Smashing Rounds, but it might actually be bad news for me, because here is the Gorse. Here is Brain Control taking my yellow gadget, and that would normally attack for game. But I do have the compulse on the Gorse. And now I know about the Gorse, so I can play around it. So here's the game plan. I have the gadget, and I can bring out a Fortress, and with... do I have the limiter set? Yeah. That is going to be able to attack over the token, and limiter in the damage step will make it enough to attack for game. My opponent's a bit of a slow start. They're gonna bluff set Spy. I'm gonna search out Fortress, and yeah, the bluff works because I do bring out the Fortress. And here I'm feeling a bit bamboozled, but let's just continue. I equip to play around Cyber Dragon. And here, look at this. I bottomless a Cyber Dragon, but he has a second one. Must be nice. 2000 getting in. And it's looking drastic for me. He has Call of the Haunted for Cyber Dragon. I'm not sure whether I agree with that play, because now I just summon a gadget and I can... I'm gonna go Battle Phase, Damage Step, Limit Removal, attack over the Chimera attack, and Main Phase 2, Contact Fuse, so I keep my Chimera attack on the board. The other option was to do this first and then crash. Anyways, opponent draws Heavy Storm. It's not gonna be useful. I have green gadgets, so my train is definitely going. And here my opponent should prison, but he doesn't. Okay. Playing it very, very safe. Let's see whether I can punish that. Here is gadgets. Here is pitch double gadgets, and that is going to run into that deep prison. But I have a deep prison of my own, so I'm feeling pretty safe. But the opponent has Solemn Judgment. I am going to knock, and he should have solved it, right? Unfortunately for him. Okay, let's get into the last one. Before we do, I'm already gonna thank you guys for tuning into this long form EDISON content. Really appreciate it. This looks like a bit of a deja vu. My opponent playing it very carefully. I do have a back row, so just summoning the Flamvell Fire Dog without any protection. Raw dogging it, as the kids would say, would not be the best solution. I'm gonna swap, because yeah, I don't know what my opponent is playing at this point, so I could be stealing a Raikou, But I don't, I steal Spy. Now, unfortunately for my opponent, he has no way of getting over the Spy, but he draws the Mind Control. So he can flip his Spy, go for the Descendant, pop my back row, try to pop my back row, but it cannot be tributed. So this has to stay on the field, and he is going to bring out Gaius, which is going to bounce the yellow gadget, the red gadget rather, back to my hand. The Spy also cannot attack. Unfortunately, they are blocking my way to Cyber Dragon, but luckily I do have other ways of getting over the Gaius. Solidarity is gonna be huge. Huge, huge, huge. Look at this. I can attack with this Spy, as well as with yellow gadgets, and backed up with Solemn. This is gonna be tough for my opponent to get over. I do just allow them to go for the synchro play. The Stardust is a no problem. I can just attack over that. Here is red gadgets and adding insult to injury. I have the limit removal. Am I just gonna Solemn that? Yes. Yeah. So that's gonna be 800 damage, not limitering yet. Playing around the potential Battle Fader. And now in the damage step I do have limiter, but it wasn't even needed. Next game. This was when I was trying out Needle Sealing to break duplocks and stuff. I was just gonna set 2 and pass at that. My opponent not committing his Solemn Judgment. Does he have Starlight? He does have Starlight. Okay, okay. Here is Cyber Dragon. My opponent allows this. But prison. Here I do bring out green gadget, search for red. Maybe that was not the best play, although I have a compulse for the Fire Dog. I'm gonna summon red gadgets, and I have Solidarity. So even though I get hit with Royal Oppression, yeah, I don't have Solidarity, I guess. My opponent not activating Fire Dog. He might not know that you cannot Royal Oppression in the damage step, so... Anyway, I'm gonna keep summoning gadgets. Here is Spy. So yeah, here my opponent definitely knows that you cannot Oppression in the damage step. I have Needle Sealing, but... Yes, Starlight Road, but... There is a Royal Oppression on board, so I am just gonna clear the entire board. Shoutouts to Needle Sealing. And from here on I can just rebuild. We have the technology. Not setting the bottomless because I already had one. But yeah, here that's biting me. Opponent has Rekindling, but I have life points. So I'm just gonna comfortably attack for game, and that was the final match of the video. Guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is Ryan Atlas. Bye.